Daily, it's a lifestyle change. And you know what? You have to spend enough time. They say it takes, 66 days to make a habit, they say, right? So take the time, invest the time in that, and fall in love with the habits that you're creating. Because when you do that, they're going to last for your lifetime. It's not going to be a resolution that you're going to be done with by February. It's going to be a way of life that you now have grown to love.
Oh, shoot. Welcome to another episode of Real Estate Redefined. I'm Tim Bray.
Kim Casey. Good to see you guys.
We're wrapping up the year.
We are. It came to an end really quickly, too.
Yeah, it's been a crazy year, to say the least. But top of mind, what I'm thinking about right now is trying to figure out where everybody else is at and what are they thinking about.
Right.
New Year's resolutions.
That's kind of the hot topic right now.
So who's doing New Year's resolutions? I thought that was a thing of the past.
It's kind of 50-50. You know, a lot of people are into the resolutions and a lot of people aren't. They say, I set them and then here comes January, I'm gung-ho and I go for it. And in February, I fizzle it out and I'm done. So some people, they kind of throw them off to the back burner. But what are your thoughts on resolutions?
Well, good question. Do I have resolutions? I would say that at the end of the year, I kind of reassess and assess what I've done in the past, and I try to set a goal in the future, and maybe it aligns with the beginning of the year. So is that a resolution?
Kind of. But
is that a work-related goal, or is that a personal goal? What is it?
Right.
And who out there are making these, and what are the chances that they're going to keep them? I did some research.
Did you?
I did.
Oh, well, let's hear all your research that you've done, Tim.
60% of the people out there have a New Year's resolution.
Wow, so it is the majority.
It is, but of those people, the majority of those are the younger folks.
Okay.
The older you get, the less apt you are to make a New Year's resolution. I don't know why would that be.
That's very interesting.
Have you already achieved everything? Do you not have anything that you have to you're like, hey, I'm good?
Or have you gotten content, comfortable,
are you happy?
And stable?
That's what I was wondering, because it looked like it really trailed off. And maybe we can put a graph in this, one of the ones that I found.
Yeah.
Which is really interesting. But of those people that make their New Year's resolution, only 6% kept.
That was going to be my question. How many people kept the resolution?
6%. That's it. That's pretty tiny.
That's very tiny. It's a very tiny percentage. So what can you do to change that? What can you do to maybe it's not so much a resolution that this is what I'm going to do for the year, but maybe it's a mindset shift that you're doing that carries you out throughout your year, and it ties into your personal, it ties into your professional, it all intertwines because it's your life, it's who you are, and the habits you develop, they become who you are. So do you tell anybody what your New Year's resolution is? You certainly don't have to, but if you want to be held accountable, Tim. Accountability. Yeah, I think you should. I think you should declare it. You should say, this is my goal, this is my dream, this is what I'm trying to do. And bust me out if I don't do it. Tell me about it. Man, that is powerful. So being accountable for your goal. So you can't just keep it to yourself. Right. Because if you're reaching for that bag of potato chips and nobody knows that you're not supposed to be going down to the vending machine downstairs. Nobody knows. They do now. Apparently everyone knows. There is a vending machine and it's fine. So accountability is huge. It is huge. Going into teaming up with somebody else, knowing what their goal is. Right. Could that help? That could absolutely help. Having an accountability partner, I think, is probably one of the biggest things you could do, because now it's not just about you anymore. It's about somebody else as well. And when you're trying to help somebody else, I think you have a better success rate. How about what I was thinking was people would maybe make New Year's resolutions that are extremely vague. No, you can't do that. And I think if you're specific. I think you have to be very specific, and it ties into how you speak to yourself, right? Because anything that you say, I'm going to do this or I'm not going to do that, your mind is listening, your brain is listening. So you're really establishing those resolutions right there. How you speak to yourself, how you proclaim anything that you're going to do, your mind is listening, is always listening. So whether you're speaking in a positive manner or you're speaking in a negative manner, just know that your mind is listening. So if we shift the way that we think to ourselves and the way that we speak about ourselves and about other people, then our mind shifts are going to change. With that, our habits are going to change and our results are going to change. So that, I think, is a really cool action way to really achieve these things. That was huge.
Can we just play that back again? Because what you just said was awesome. Most people, I don't know if a lot of people go through their entire lives without ever coming to the realization that you just did. So that was, even if we stopped this right now, the power in that statement was huge. I don't want to stop that because I think we're on a roll.
I think we are on a roll. We're going to keep it going.
But that was huge. So I almost want to tell people, pause. Listen to that again, because that had some power to it. I don't know if I can contribute any value at this point.
I think you always contribute value. But along the same lines of what we're talking about, what internal conflicts do you have? If you are, let's say, okay, I have a note right here, and I wrote this because I liked it. The best way to hold yourself back from achieving a goal is to want two mutually exclusive things at the same time. And as a result of that, you start an internal fight in your mind. So within that, you can't say, okay, if your goal is, I want to start this side business, but yet you're too busy doing other things and you don't do anything in the morning, you wait until the end of the day, now you've given yourself an excuse and you're not going to do that. You have this internal conflict that, I'd rather hang out with my friends than actually get this done. So it's really making that decision of what is it that you truly, truly want and how are you going to get that done? And tying into that, when are you going to get that done, right? Because if you wait until the end of the day, say, okay, I've got to get everything done that I need to get done and then I'll take care of the things that I want. If you wait till 4, 5, 6 in the afternoon, how are you feeling?
Your battery's not charged anymore.
It's so not charged anymore. It's what they say, the most important thing, the MIT, right? You do that first thing in the morning. Tim, what time do you wake up in the morning? I'm curious.
3.
3. Okay. I get up around 4:30. And I think a lot of people, they wake up really early. The people that really have goals and want to succeed, if you can get up really early, start your day, you can knock out so much of the bulk of the hulk of your day. A lot of them call it eating the frog, that thing that you don't want to do.
Brian Tracy.
Yeah, I love that one, man. Brian Tracy is great. But if you get up and eat the frog, doing that thing that you don't want to do, get rid of that bulk work, get that done, get that exercise done. So at the end of the day, you're not like, oh my gosh, I really don't feel like working out now. You're taking care of everything, your mind, your body, your soul, and you're doing it right off the bat in the morning. So by lunchtime, hey, you've had a pretty good day already.
So the only thing I would add to that would be to track it.
Yeah, and how are you going to track it?
It depends. Like for us, the way we track it, I track it. It's almost like Weight Watchers. It's a point system.
It's a point system,
right? And it just keeps you accountable because if we call it the miracle morning. You get up before 5 a.m. You get points for that. You do a blog, you get points for that. And you call past clients, we do this, we get points for that because I feel like we're adding value to a lot of people. So I think tracking it, making sure you get a certain number of points towards your day. It's just those little bit. It may not seem like you did a whole lot that day, but you go back and you look at your points like, whoa, I just kicked butt, And what's that one thing you did? Is there one thing on that list that's going to make a big difference as opposed to a bunch of little tiny things that don't?
Get that one thing done. If you could knock that one thing off your list, would you feel good about the day?
So are we even talking about New Year's resolutions now?
Or are we talking about a lifestyle change?
Every day. I think it's a lifestyle change.
It is. It's a daily, it's a lifestyle change. And you know what? You have to spend enough time. They say it takes, 66 days to make a habit, they say, right? So take the time, invest the time in that, and fall in love with the habits that you're creating. Because when you do that, they're going to last for you a lifetime. It's not going to be a resolution that you're going to be done with by February. It's going to be a way of life that you now have grown to love.
And speaking of grown to love, and you kept on mentioning the word you, like you, I think we have to figure out how we like ourselves a lot.
That's true.
Because that's one of the biggest struggles, I think, is not really appreciating who we are. Mm-hmm. So how do you help other people? How do you help them achieve their goals if you really don't like who you are?
Right.
So, I think each of us are different.
100%.
I don't proclaim to have even a fraction of the answers. I just know that what helps me and what does not work for me. There's certain things that don't work for me. Alcohol is one of those. And I'm going to throw it out there. And it's just me. But
accountability, here you are, hearing it from Tim. He's throwing it out there.
It's for me, it just, what it's done is it kind of derails me. I find this vicious cycle. Mm-hmm. Even if it's just having an IPA or a glass of wine, I'll find that my sleep patterns are off. The next day, I won't be able to write that blog. I won't be able to come come here and have an intelligent conversation with somebody that's going to kick my butt in regard to intelligence. And, and then I don't feel good about myself. So, then that leads into 5 o'clock rolling around, and I did well on my point system. But because I did well on my point system, I deserve that IPA or that glass of wine. So it's just, for me, I know what doesn't work. And with taking that and removing it from my life, I feel like I'm able to really like who I am and add value to other people that I haven't done before. So I'm super excited.
I like it. So it's not just what you're adding to your life, but it's what you're removing from your life as well, right?
That's huge.
Yeah.
So you have a negative point system too.
You do.
Right?
You do have a negative point system.
80 points in a day, and I go out and have a couple of IPAs. If I subtract 30, I better be working hard.
You better work really hard because you really detracted a lot from your day.
So I think
systems are great. There are a lot of apps. If you don't have the point system that we do, there are actually a lot of apps to hold yourself accountable with habits that you're trying to track online. So go online, look them up, and definitely hold yourself accountable, because the point system is something that we use daily, and it works. Tracking your behavior, it works.
What else you got? What else you have?
What else we got? Well, it's really just, it goes back to, again, your body, your soul, your mind, right? So waking up, taking care of your body, making sure you're feeding it the right things, making sure that you're exercising your mind, making sure that you're telling yourself the right things, that you're internalizing the right things. We all like to get on social media, and the cat video is freaking funny, right? But then it's like a rabbit hole, and you get lost and you're going down. Well, what if you use that time instead and you listen to a really great podcast that's going to add value to yourself or to somebody else, or you read a book? It's really, what are you putting into your mind? What are you putting into your body? And in return, what are you putting into your soul? So I think when you really nurture those things, you can really kind of excel in all areas of your life, whatever goal you want to make. When you're doing those things, you can reach all of those goals. They're attainable. Have an accountability partner and take care of yourself. Fill your cup. And then once your cup is full, let it overflow for others.
Oh, that's so huge. I don't even know if we can move on from there. But I know what we just did is we just set ourselves up for other topics in the future, because that was so darn powerful. So thank you guys. Tim Bray here.
Kim Casey here.
Kim Casey. Appreciate it.
We'll see you next time.
Merry Christmas. Happy New Year.
Merry Christmas.